Well, hey there. It's that coding guy here, breaking it down, making it accessible. Let's talk interviewing. I've been in and around the interviewing space a bit lately, and I think I've got some wisdom to share. I think we'll throw out several videos on interviewing, and there's a lot of information out there, a lot of articles and tips on how to crack that coding interview. Study those algorithms and grind on LeetCode and HackerRank and things like that. But I'd like to talk for a few videos on different general interviewing techniques that will help you on the soft skills side of things when you're interviewing. The topic of this video is give them the meat. Okay. I've heard candidates say things like, man, I was in this interview and the interviewer asked me a question, I answered it, and then they asked me the same question again in a slightly different way. So what gives? Are they trying to trick me? Are they trying to, maybe they're thinking about it like an interrogation. They asked me this question and I answered it again. Are they trying to trick me? Do they think I'm lying? Do they want to see if I give all the same details that I gave last time? And I would say the answer there is no. They are not trying to trick you. Interviewers have specific things they're really hoping to dig into, but they don't always tell you that. So I would say generally, if you hear a very similar question to the question that you just answered, you didn't give them enough meat. They're looking for more details. So give them those details. Talk a little more in depth about the problem that you solved, or a little more detail about the architecture of your last project. Whatever they asked you, go a level deeper. And you can always follow up your answer with, hey, did that answer your question there? Is there anything I can go into more detail on? And that may spur them to ask you follow-up questions on a topic you touched on, or they may say, hey, what about something over in this area? Can you talk to me about that? It can really open up that kind of conversation. So that can be one tip. And but it's a fine line, right? It's a balance, because you want to give them what they're after, but you want to give them the meat that they're after, but you don't want to give them all of the meat and talk for 10 minutes on one question. Because at the end of the day, interviewers have a lot of questions that they want to get through. They're trying to suss out a bunch of different things to see if you're going to be a good fit for their position. So look out for spending too much time. And I think I'll probably go into another video on that. But in general, give them the meat, but don't talk for too long. You want to be as concise as you can, but give an appropriate amount of detail as well. It takes practice. Interviewing is a skill, and you can get better at it. So if you do see some positions out there and you're kind of like on the fence, my advice would be go ahead and submit an application. Take a shot. And if you get called in for an interview, great. It's time to practice all of those interviewing skills, because every time you do it, you'll get better at it for sure. Just it's important to try to take things away from each of those experiences, and take things away from those experiences other than, I suck at this. I'm never going to do well. I did so bad. Take some positive experiences away from those and really look back and try to analyze them from an objective point of view, and realize what you could have done better next time. Try to do a little better. Inspect and adapt. All right. So hope that tip was helpful. Give them the meat, but not too much meat.